Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. So this field here is probably just about to get harvested. I suspect the farmer will start this field maybe even tomorrow. You can see the heads of the barley have all dropped, and we're looking like Scotland's going to be hit by yet another heat wave in the coming days and for the rest of the week. And I suspect that by the time we get to Thursday or Friday this week, these fields will all be harvested. And I cannot wait, because just over there is where I got that huge big silver ingot that's either Viking or Roman. But in the meantime, let's get back on one of the fields that has already been harvested. Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire, and yet again we are back on the Gold Real, the Gold Noble field. We've got electric pylons to deal with, to live with, and to make life a little easier, we're just going to hit the GB button and do a little bit of a ground balance, and hopefully that will cancel out most of the background noise. I can't remember what you call electrical background noise, but you've seen the barley fields that hopefully are going to become available. Let's see what we can get off the fields that are available. Fingers crossed. Okay, we are in with our first signal. It's only taken us 2 minutes. It's a 91. And do let me know what you think of the new harness. If you don't like it, let me know. If you do like it, then again, let me know. So we'll try a wee live dig again. We're about here somewhere. Soil's a bit softer at least. So could be silver, could be aluminium or aluminum, as our cousins in the United States might say. So we're out the hole in the first dig, relatively shallow. Is that a good sign? Is it a bad sign? Well, it's pretty hard to say. Sometimes you get incredible things relatively shallow. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a worm. Thought it was a bit of a buckle. Nope. Oh, hey, look at that. Hole number 1. We've got a coin. I thought that was too high for a coin. Well, certainly not one that wasn't silver. So, here we are. Let's tilt that down a little bit. Give you a better view, but hole number 1, coin. Okay, I'll give this a little wish wash. Get the suntan lotion out. As I say, we've got a heat wave coming to Scotland next week, or later this week should I say. It's going to be 25, 26, 27 degrees, which is in Fahrenheit, it's about 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. But a coin on the first hole, I'm not going to complain about that at all. So, what have we got? We might actually have an Elizabeth II, a pre-decimal, possibly. But what I'll do, I'll let this dry out a little bit. I'll get the magic thumb to work on it, and I'll come back to you. It's pretty crusty but you can just make out Elizabeth 1-1, and then it says De Gratia Regina, by the grace of God, Queen. And you can see a bust there. Looking to the right hand side, it's Queen Elizabeth II, the current Queen, and I think it's 1 penny, but I'm not sure, it's too far gone to tell, but I think it's a penny. And this is from the pre-decimal days, when did the UK go decimal? Was it 1974? 1970 something, I'm sure, is when they went decimal. So prior to decimalisation, I think there was 240 pence to the pound, I think. But I'm a decimal child, so forgive me if I'm wrong, and do let me know in the comments. But hey, first hole, just a few minutes in, and a coin, so I am delighted with that, even if it is crusty. And just 1 minute later, we have got digger number 2. Sounds pretty good. It's coming through at a solid 89. Could be another coin. It's a bit high for copper, but then again, I said that last time and it was a coin. So let's see what we get. Okay, we're out the hole. It's about 7 inches down. It came out in that last spadeful. That's the spade that you're hearing. Let's see where it is. Oh, we may just about have silver, possibly. And I think we do. I think we may well have a silver coin. That looks pretty silvery to me. It looks probably milled. Maybe old George V. Pretty stuck on that side. Let's get the water bottle out. Don't want to be scratching it, getting people complaining in the videos. So let's do the great reveal. But second hole, second hole is definitely silver, 100% silver. It looks like a sixpence. It is 1877, I think it says, and that means it's going to be Queen Victoria, hopefully. Oh, upside down, there she is. There she is, and that is a beauty. That is in pretty good condition. Let me give it a wee rub up and I'll get right back to you. There we are. It is, as you can see there, a sixpence, dated 1877. You've got the sort of oak leaves on one side, you've got the, not sure what it is, on the other, and the date at the bottom, 1877. So this is a silver sixpence, and 6p back in 1877, that was a reasonable amount of money. That'd probably buy you 6 loaves of bread. I think a loaf of bread was about 1 penny. And we have got the legend Victoria, by the grace of God, Britanniarum Fid Def. Oh no, it's and on this side we've got the legend Victoria de Gratia Britannia Regina Fid Def. Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith. So Victoria ruled from, I think it was 1836 until 1901. She married her beloved Prince Philip, who died relatively young, and she lived out the rest of her life in relative, what we would now call, depression. She used alcohol, she used morphine, she used cocaine, to treat her depression or melancholy, and yeah, ruled for over 60 years. But it's a nice coin. It's probably going to be 99% silver, give or take. And 2 holes, 2 coins, and the second one silver. I am delighted. Okay, this one sounds a little bit weird. '82, '83, '84. Can't quite decide if it's a small target or a big target. I need to level off the ground a little bit. Let me get back to you. Freshly cut barley is a nightmare because the stalks are so they're so sort of firm that you can't knock them over properly with a detector. Okay, I think we're about there. Maybe not the biggest signal, so could be a coin. We're out the hole, relatively shallow, probably only 4-5 inches down, somewhere around here. Is that it? Is it a musket ball? It is a musket ball. It's a musket ball, and as you can see, it has hit something, because on one side it is as flat as a pancake, but that is a big target for us to have missed in the past, so it shows you what a difference ploughing can make to your finds. Bring stuff up from, well, in fact I spoke to the farmer, he ploughed this field at 18 inches, so 18 inches deep has now come to the surface, so that's why you never give up on a field, and I'm sure this field's going to produce some really great finds. So sometimes you don't know if a musket ball has just been dropped or been fired, but this one, no doubt whatsoever, that has been fired. It's hit a stone or it's hit something very hard, hopefully not a human body, and it is a musket ball. Probably dates to sometime 1617 into the beginning of the 1800s. Excellent, always like finding them. Okay, having a catch up. Marty's here. He's been out for a couple of hours. He's got a signal here. Coming through on my detector is a 64. It sounds maybe like it could be a button, but it could be a hammered coin. Could be a bit of lead, could be a buckle. But he's got it first time out the hole. It's a bit of something.
It's a golf tee.
It's a golf tee. It's a bronze golf tee. I think it's a bit of bronze pipe, or copper pipe, more importantly, or more likely. But
Is that bronze?
yeah, not to be oofed. Yeah, that's bronze. Marty's also got this earlier on. That is a great big lump of bronze, solid big bit of bronze. Maybe, I mean, who knows, could be a few thousand or even 3,000 or 4,000 years old.
1967, that's what that was.
And then he's got himself exactly the same coin that I got, except his is in a lot better condition. So you've got Elizabeth II, De Gratia, Regina, FD. And on the other side, you have got 1 penny. So it was 1 penny that I found. And it looks like 1967, which is the year that 11 Glaswegian footballers, all born within 30 miles of Celtic Park in Glasgow, all went on to win the European Cup, the first British side ever to win. The Lisbon Lions, as they became known. There you go. Not only a piece of history, but a beautiful coin as well. Okay, we've got Albert, I'm not going to call him a beginner anymore because he's been out with us that many times, but yeah, beautiful collection of aluminum, or aluminium, as we call it in the business. Junk. But apparently he's got a few better things. He's got a little bit of copper pipe. So, junk. Oh, he's got a big lump of bronze. Don't know what that is, but I think we'd probably put that under the category of tractor related, possibly. And hopefully it's going to get better. Oh, he's got a little grotty lump of lead, which could be hundreds or even thousands of years old, who knows. Then he's got himself that, oh, he's coming straight in with the coinage. That is pretty polished. It's the size of 1 penny, and I don't think the magic thumb will be saving that, but I would say that's probably going to be Queen Victoria, because she ruled for 60 odd years. Most of her coins, the early ones, were smooth by the time they were lost. That's probably going to be 1840 odds through to the early 1900s, I would say. Then we've got a musket ball. It's quite a small one, so probably an earlier type, maybe 1700s. And another musket ball, slightly bigger, but probably a similar sort of date, I would say. Clearly it's hit something, you can see it's impacted. And then, oh, an even bigger musket ball. And this one has probably not been fired, because you see that little nipple on the end. So it's been cast, but it's not been trimmed off. And it's possibly been dropped from someone's pocket, but either that or Albert's found the firing squad for the local militia. But not bad going. 3 musket balls and a wee penny. All with the Garrett AT Pro International. Okay, having just having just shown you what Albert had found with the AT Pro International, Mr. Marty has just screamed. Now he's fist pumping and jumping up and down. He has found a hammered coin. So we're assuming it's silver, but maybe it's gold. You never know. I should also add he's got Lexi the Wonder Dog with him, so that's always the lucky charm. So let's go and have a look and see what he's found. Jammy swine. So Marty says, I said to him, is it silver? And he puts his hand out and he drops this into my hand, and it's a threepence, which I think is dated 1951, which I think is the same year I got earlier on from a similar area. However, he then goes and drops this into my hand, and that is a silver hammered coin. That is medieval. So I can see the letters CIVI, which is Civi. So it would say TAS there, City of. And then here we have got O. Is that an O? Something something R. OWR, OVR. Oxford? No, it can't be Oxford. So we've got a hammered coin with a mint mark. I'm going to have a think about that one and come back to you. But on the other side, we have kind of got a bit of a face in the middle, and the letter DWA, Edward. So it's Edward, probably Edward the 1st, 2nd or 3rd, which puts it somewhere between 1240, 1250 and 1350, give or take. So it is a hammered silver coin from probably around the time of the 1st or the 2nd Scottish Wars of Independence. Robert the Bruce, William Wallace, all of our most famous people in Scottish history. Brilliant, well done Martin, beautiful coin. It's almost complete, and it's just a shame it's a little bit worn, but still, it's going to be over 700 years old, so what do you expect? Brilliant. Okay, it's come to me, the mint mark. So it's Civi Tas, City of, it's D-U-R, and it will say H-A-M, City of Durham. So it's City of Durham, that's where this coin was minted. And I do not think I have ever had an Edward penny from the City of Durham. Normally they're Cantor, which is Canterbury, or London, London, Londinium. So I don't know, that could actually be rare. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Either way, still 700 plus years old. We have another digger. 83, 84. It's not a huge target. Could be a coin. Yeah. Pretty shallow target. Not seen anything yet. Let's see. Is it a stone? Nope. Oh, we've got a clod shot. We have got a clod shot. But I think I can see it already. What is that there? It looks like it might be a great big chunk of aluminum. Aluminum, it is. It is indeed. It is what we call in the business junk. Okay, we've got a mid-tone here. Don't think it's probably going to be anything good. It's coming through at 55, 56. Another threepence. Martin's got another 3p coin. That's 3 in a day from the same field. That's a first. I'm going to have a look at it in a minute. I think this is a dodgy signal, but we're going to dig it anyway because we're in the Gold Royale field. We're out in the first hole yet again. There we are, I think. We've got a little fragment of metal. It is a thingy. What is that? It's got sort of little ribs on it. But what is it? Looks like it's got a sort of fluted end. But I've no idea what it is. Could be ancient junk, could be modern junk. Who knows? Could be an ancient relic, but unless one of you tells me otherwise, it's going in the scrap pile. Copper alloy. I'd guess it's probably over 100 years old, but let me know in the comments below. Welcome back to Lexi the Wonder Dog. Lexi, where's the gold? Lexi, go and get the gold. Go and get the gold. Go on, go and get it. Nope, it's just not happening. So, Marty is in with another threepence. As promised, here it is. 1945, the year of the end of World War II. And the flowers on the back are those thrifts, sea thrifts I think they're called. But 3 threepences out the same field in one day. That's a record. Still, it's another coin. We've just had a shout from Mr. Albert, I was going to say beginner, but we'll say moderate beginner in the distance, and he shouted that he's got a hammered coin. And he said he wasn't even going to dig the hole, so that's one of the good reasons why you should be a beginner metal detectorist, because they always seem to find the good stuff. Right, let's go and see what it looks like. Here we go, moment of truth. Here is Albert's hammered silver coin. It's seen better days, it's kind of missing the edge on one side. But on the back I can definitely see a shield, and it would say something along the lines of, on this side, it would say something along the lines of Elizabeth Rosa Spina, Elizabeth a rose without a thorn. And on the other side it would say the mint mark, which would probably be London. And that is a coin of Elizabeth I. Elizabeth I of England. It's going to date to sometime between about, when did she get on the throne? 1560s, 1563 maybe? Maybe it was 1540, I can't remember. No, I think it was 1560 something. And she ruled until 1603. She was the cousin of Mary Queen of Scots, and she had her own cousin's head chopped off, having kept her captive for 20 years in England. So that is probably going to be either a threepence or a groat, and I think I can just see possibly a dot or two there. And if there's two dots, that means it's a groat, or half a groat should I say, 2 pence, half a groat. And you can see the shield there, which would be the 3 lions of England and the fleur de lis of France, the flowers of the lily. Yep, definitely 2 dots right there, which means that's a half groat of Queen Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen. So there you go, the last of the Tudor monarchs, because Mary Queen of Scots' son, James the 6th of Scotland, when she died, became James the 1st of England in 1603. Well done to Mr. Albert, that is a cracker. The light is starting to fade, but I've got another signal right here. Saying 90, 91, which is coin territory. Bit of a nightmare with all the stubble. But it's right about there, so let's see what we get. Okay, we're out relatively shallow, 2 or 3 inches maybe. Let's try and get that so you can actually see it. Here we go. Okay, definitely got it in my hand. Moment of truth. Good or bad? Oh, don't believe it. I think we've got another threepence. Maybe it's a pound coin. It is definitely a coin. It's a threepence. I don't believe it. 4 threepences in a day. We've got another threepence. Hi. So, 4 threepences in a day. Never had 2 in a day, then we get 3 in a day, and now we've got 4 in a day. There we go. Clearly there was someone around here with a lot of threepences in their pockets, and those pockets were not very good at doing their job. Right, I'll give that a wee dry out and get back to you, but it looks like it's going to be George the 6th. And there we are. You can see 3 pence, you can see the flowers, the thrifts, and 1937. On the other side we have got Georgius the 6th, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India, because India didn't gain its independence till 1947. Oh, and he's only went and got another hammered coin. Martin's got another hammered. Half a hammered. Half a hammer for Martin. Honestly, what a field. What a field. Right, 1937, George the 6th. Let's go and see what Mr. Martin has found. Honestly, not bringing that boy out here again. Well, the light might be fading, but the coins keep on coming. And that is 4 hammers in a day and 4 threepences in a day. And more than 10 or 12 other coins as well. So this though is the oldest. This is a cut half, and it's been purposely cut because it's a short cross, what's called a voided penny. The cross had almost like a line down the middle of each section of the cross so that people could cut them into halves or even quarters, and in some cases even eighths, depending on what they were buying, because the smallest denomination at the time was a penny. So if you were buying a loaf of bread, you maybe only needed half a coin or a quarter of a coin or even an eighth of a coin. And that means that this is really early. So this is either going to be Henry, Richard or John, which puts it probably sometime between about 1180 and 1260 or thereabouts. So that is by far the earliest that we've had so far, and it is a short cross hammered penny. So that is getting on for 800 plus years old, potentially. That is a beauty. It's well worn, but come on, it's probably been bouncing about in the ground for 800 years, so it's to be expected. But well done, Marty. 2 hammers in a day, and then lots of other good things as well. Brilliant. Well, the Scottish detectorist is looking for a new teammate because Marty's just shouted to say he's only went and found a 3rd hammered coin. So I'm going to kick him out the club with immediate effect. And if anyone wants to join, send me a message. Let us go and see what he's found. Okay, here we are. The light is fading, but he's done it again. 3 hammers in a day, well 2.5, but they all count, so we'll call it 3. You can see there in the centre a face with locks of hair at either side and a crown on top, and I can just make out the letters D-W-A-R-D, Edward. So it's another Edward hammered penny, so it's later than his cut half, but it's earlier than Albert's Elizabeth I. And on the back's actually better. You can see the cross. You can see 3 pellets in each cross. And I think it's Civitas, and then I think it's L-O-N, which would make it London, L-O-N-D-O-N. So that's going to make it probably Edward the First, but it could be Edward the First to Edward the Third, which is going to put it sometime around about 1250 through to 1350, give or take 10 years either side. I can't quite remember, but either way, it is another hammered silver coin from the era of William Wallace, Robert the Bruce, Andrew de Moray, and the Black Douglas, Robert the Bruce's right-hand man, who then took his heart on crusade to the Holy Lands. But that is brilliant. I know it's well worn, but that is an ancient coin. And what an incredible piece of history. Fantastic. Clearly there's been something here, a settlement, a house, a farmstead, and obviously Martin previously found the gold Rial here, which dated from, I think it was 1464 to 1470, Edward IV. So clearly there has been someone here losing a lot of coins over the years. But that is absolutely brilliant. Well done, Martin. This one's a bit ropey. '56, '57, '58. but well within the realms of hammered coins. Sometimes they don't sound that good and it feels like it's pretty small, so let's see what we get. Okay, we're out the hole and 2 spadefuls down. Tell you what, might actually have, it's not a hammered coin, is it? Don't know if it is or not. I think it's a bit of foil. It's a bit of foil. Damn. I thought that was a hammered coin. That is a piece of aluminium tin foil. I think it is anyway. Let me give it a wee rub up and check. Well, that got my heart racing for a moment, but it is indeed a fragment of foil or thin aluminum. But yeah, just shows you very similar signal to a hammered coin, and that's part of the problem when you're metal detecting. This could well be my last signal. 51, 52. It's a mid-tone, it's not the best, but it's consistent and it seems to be small, so let's give it a go. Okay, we're out somewhere here, maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, definitely sounded like it was somewhere. What is there? It's in my hand. Oh,
It's a hammered.
that's a hammered coin.
I'm going to put my detector back on there.
I think that is a hammered coin. It has to be. It could be. Oh, that's the signal. Right, I'll need to check and see if there's any other bits. Marty had just walked over and saying, is that us done? Because I think he heard me say this would be my last signal. And it looks like, right at the death, my last signal could well be a hammered coin. It is. Oh, look at that. Typical that it's broken.
Oh, it's beautiful too.
Damn it. And that wasn't me who broke it. There was nowhere near where I was digging. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. What a shame. There we are. So, the light is really bad. So we've got the letters Cive, C-I-V-E, T-A-S, and then we've got the letters at the end, O-N. So it would be London, City of London. That's where it would be minted. And the interesting thing about this coin is, look beyond the outer ring. There's more letters that have been trimmed off. This is not a penny. This is either a groat or half a groat. So it's either a 2p or a 4p, which is basically 50% bigger than a penny. But this coin has been clipped. So back in the medieval period, when people were unscrupulous, they often used to trim the edges off of silver coins, keep little slithers of silver. And if you were a trader, if you were someone that had a market stall, you could quite quickly amass lots and lots of little slithers of silver which you could then melt down, and the coins would be worth what they were minted as, which is 1 or 2 or 4 pence, except someone was cutting off little bits. So in actual fact, the silver content or the gold content of the coin was continually reducing, and unscrupulous people were keeping little bits for themselves. And that's why in the UK eventually we introduced a milled edge on the coin, so this sort of linear edge, and that was to say to people that if it wasn't there, then it wasn't worth what it was supposed to be worth. So that's why they added the milled edge to coins. But what a shame, because that is a beautiful back to the coin. If that had been intact, that would have been a cracker. So it's either a half groat or a groat, and I can just make out, I think, the crown there at the top. So that's the top of the forehead you can see there. And again, I'm guessing it's probably going to be Edward, the first, the second, the third, the fourth. But it could even be a Henry or such like. But either way, it's probably going to be sometime after the middle of the 13th century through into the 1500s, potentially. But more than likely it's going to be sometime between 1250 and 1350, I would reckon, looking at the Gothic writing. But that is a beauty. Well, 2 hammers in a day, and 5 in total between us on the one small area field that's also produced in the past a gold Royale or a gold Rose Noble. That can't be bad, can it? So that'll be us. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Give us a tick, give us a like, give us a follow, and we will see you on the next dig. And trust me, there will be more good stuff to come, because the fields are going to get better and better. And wait until the Roman fields harvested. I've got high hopes for that one. See you on the next one.